Hello everyone and welcome to Dracology. Today we're talking about the Wyvern, the biggest of all dragons. Well, they grow up to 17 meters long. That may not be the longest dragon, but they can grow a wingspan of almost 23 meters. Pretty big for a dragon. There have been even bigger wyverns, but those are exceptions. The wyvern is a sort of legless or less legged dragon. He doesn't have front legs. The next couple of dragons won't have legs or will be missing legs because these dragons are flying dragons. They hunt from the sky and the sky only. They only land to hatch or to lay their eggs, and that's it. They stay in the sky for almost their whole life. Wyverns have a little bit less pointy ends than most other dragons. Like this guy, he's got a ton of pointy little jabs. This guy has a little bit more scales and is a bit more rugged. These guys are hardened by the sun. They live in the desert, so they need to have quite reflective and protective scales against the sand that's always rubbing against them. They don't need as many of these sort of pointy ends because they don't use them. They just pick up their prey and they drop them from great heights, so they don't really need claws. They need very long fingers to hold their prey and take them up, but claws generally don't help with that. Longer fingers, probably better. Wyverns are built to hunt. These guys are built to pick up rhinos, kill elephants, and they don't like giraffes very much because, well, they're sort of annoying to pick up. But when they're really hungry, these guys will pick up giraffes and anything that comes in their path, really. When wyverns hunt, they make this sort of low roaring sound, and when they're just in flight and having fun, or just having a fly, they have this sort of higher pitched screeching. Not very high, not as high as the dwarf dragon, but quite high. Wyverns also keep treasures, mostly bones and stuff, and if they meet an adventurer like you or I, they might just kill them and take bones, treasure, gold, anything to their cave. And their cave will probably be in a sort of sandy pit or a little bit of a sandy cave if that's nearby. But of course, holes and stuff are very rare in deserts, so sometimes they just have a giant pit where they drop everything in and live with a bunch of wyverns. Also, the eggs of wyverns are like gargoyle eggs, pretty strong, pretty rugged, and they can take quite a beating because sometimes these guys lay their eggs from about 10 meters high, so these eggs need to be able to drop. When these eggs drop, they will automatically hatch between 10 to 15 months, and these little kids will be very rugged also, and they will just live in the heat and live off of scorpions or anything they find in their proximity, if that is the right word. And that's about it for the wyvern. It's an African dragon, but they do live in very mysterious places. But next week we're gonna talk about another type of dragon that quite likes the water a bit more, the hydra. These guys have a lot of heads, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in the next episode of Dracology. I'll see you guys on our next adventure. Bye!